Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the evolution of illuminated manuscripts as well as their color and influence, which includes what material some of the color was made out of, its vibrance, as well as what a lot of these works could have been influenced by or may have influenced. So to start off, we're going to have to go back to 400 Common Era with one of the earliest illuminated manuscripts, the death of Lao Kun in the Vatican Virgil. The Vatican Virgil was the first edition to be in codex form and depicts parts of Virgil's Aeneid and Georgics. Virgil was one of Rome's most famous poets, and it's made out of parchment. Granulated gold and lush colors can be found on the pages of the Vatican Virgil, which have sadly faded with time. The current state of the book is also sadly not the best either, and its art style is similar to what is found on the walls of Pompeii, which came prior. What I'd like to point out as you look upon this illustration is that the colors are still a bit normal, nothing too extravagant, nothing too insane. However, as we continue on, this of course will change. Moving forward in time to 600 Common Era, the Codex Argentius, or Silver Book, was created in Italy. It depicts 4 Gospels, uses a very thin purple-colored parchment of very high quality, and some gold and silver ink. The Codex Argentius also has light illustrations done in silver, while the gold is used to show hierarchy and stress importance. What may have been possibly influenced by the Silver Book is actually the Blue Quran, which came much later. The Blue Quran and the Silver Book both use similar colored parchment as well as gold for the writing. However, doing research shows that there is zero connection between these two religious texts. However, I do believe that their similarities are still worth noting due to how much they have in common. 98 years later, in 698 Common Era, the Lindisfarne Gospel included the carpet page. The carpet page once again seems to be following the similar trend of having golds and blues, which were complex colors to produce at the time, and as such were reserved for those who could afford them. An interesting connection that I found to the geometric base of the carpet page and other carpet pages in the Lindisfarne Gospel was how closely they appeared to resemble Islamic prayer rugs. And when you put a carpet page and an Islamic prayer rug side by side, you can see the similar themes in both the geometry and color. And while there are no official historical connections between the two, there is the name of carpet page, as well as the possibility that this specific carpet page, as well as other pages in the Gospel, could have influenced a lot of Islamic prayer rugs. Jumping to 1250 Common Era brings us to the creation of the Morgan Crusader Bible, which was produced in Paris, France. A non-destructive analysis was performed on the Morgan Crusader Bible, which once again showed the usage of expensive minerals such as lapis lazurite. However, the colors were also much more vibrant, much more bright, and much more saturated than previous works. What also makes the Morgan Crusader Bible so interesting is the fact that it was worked on by multiple artists. And for some odd reason, one of the artists decided to forgo gold leaf in general. And while no reason is documented, according to this curator, I really don't want to butcher his name, so here it is, said that this second artist was so sure of his work that he didn't need gold leaf, and looking at the illustrations, I have to agree with him. The Morgan Crusader Bible consists of the Old Testament, which in a way goes back and reminds us of how closely the 3 Abrahamic religions are connected, and makes it easier for other artists from different regions to take inspiration from this work. The last illuminated manuscript we'll be looking at was made between 1412 to 1489 Common Era in France. It's a book of hours made by the Limburg brothers. Here's the actual name, I just don't want to butcher it. But simply put, the illustrations are magnificent, the colors are extremely vibrant, and we see more use of gold this time around. There's also much more detail, and color is used to show hierarchy. So you have the individual in blue and gold on the opposite end of the table who's the patron, and as you know, blue and gold are expensive colors. And as the final piece of this video, you can now sort of see the trend, how things get more and more vibrant and saturated and filled with color as time sort of goes on. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you can now walk away from it knowing about the general evolution of these great works in terms of both color and influence, as well as the possibilities of some of the things that have been influenced. What is important to note, however, is that the influence of these works goes far beyond what meets the eye, as the manuscripts that might have been influenced might have influenced others, and so on, which leads to all the great examples of illuminated manuscripts, carpets, and even more mediums of art that we can look at today.